That's fine. Hello and welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And together we'll be pressing kettlebells and working on those pliés for lower body mobility. As usual, Lauren does the foot warm up, and stick with Lauren for those pressing cues. And then follow me to the bar for hip mobility, strength and stretch exercises with inspiration from the ballet.
The ballet.
Ballet.
Let's get started with that foot warm up. Gently feet underneath you with your bar at your side if you'd like a little balance aid or in space. We'll get right into bending that knee, sending the standing leg hip forward and getting to our demi point. Then we'll use our toes to point, and let's just lightly hover the toe off the floor, pointing the foot with the bottom of our foot, maybe nearing a little cramp, and then place the balls of the feet down. Let's come up to a two-pointed balance, come down on the other side and repeat. Use the toes to point, hold, keep the standing hip extended for 3, 2, then ball of foot, double up. Let's do that one more time on each side. Pointy point, end up using that arch. So trying to work under the foot more than the calf, and then toe ball, double up, and one more switch down. Hip stays extended, pointy point, hold with the arch for 3, 2, then toe ball. Now we'll find a two-pointed rise and just hold a light balance here. Our hips are extended forward, our cage is over top, our cheeks are lightly squeezed, and if we want a little added bonus for that balance, try to move your head around. And then bring it back to center and descend nice and slow. Let's turn those legs out from the hip, so that means take one leg forward, rotate it from the hip socket, showing the inseam, place it underneath. Repeat on the other side, that external rotation. We'll do more of that later. For now, let's repeat the same thing. So one leg comes to that demi point, and then we'll use our toes to point, hovering it just off the floor, sending the knees to the side. Then toe ball, double up, down, point, point. Use that arch, demi, double up, other side again. The inside of that ankle is pointing forward. We're finishing with the toes long and pointed towards the ground. Double up, land. We're still staying extended on that standing leg with a tall cheek. And then demi, and now double up and hold our first balance up here. Again, we see the inseams of our pants, our hips pushing forward, and then we'll land softly on the floor and give that a little shake out. Speaking of the floor, let's get there, bending these on those ankles. Send the knees towards over the toes, sorry. Lost my words. Slowly descend, peeling the heels up. Knees will land softly on the ground with or without the hands. The hips will extend through. The toes will point out the back. We'll do one sit on those flat feet. We'll use the hips to extend. We'll warm up our wrists quickly, splits, and then planks. Our wrists or our hands land softly on the floor through our fingers, through our calluses, and then that full palm. We'll pull the shoulders down out of our ears, rotate the elbow pits forward, and gently pull yourself a little bit into wrist extension, meaning getting your shoulders stacked over top of those hands. For 3 in a row, let's keep the elbows straight and press or lift the palms up, and then control it down. Repeat 2 more times. Palms leave the floor, control the down, and last one, palms leave the floor, fingers push away, shake that out. We'll do one reversal, then we'll get to those splits. This time the fingers come down facing the knees and still through the hands. With those palms gripping the floor, shoulders pulled out of the ears, we'll lightly sit back, breathing, keeping those palms heavy, and then rock forward a little bit. And repeat one more time, rocking back. This time, bending the elbows, peeling the hands away, and giving that a little shake out. Let's get to the splits, and then we'll go back to that plank to warm up our foundation for presses.
So inspired by that title slide, let's get on our sideline. Comes up. That means elbow underneath of that shoulder. We are in about a 90-90 position here. And let's casually open up that back hip, but then close or extend, pressing forward. While you press that top hip forward with those glutes, think pulling in that bottom leg. Then straighten that bottom leg, that knee. So extend on that knee. And then if we can, let's change that foot towards your plant flexor, the ballet point, and you might be able to straighten it just a little bit again. Now be careful on the calf, but let's dorsiflex or pull the foot to the shin. And then same thing, a very gentle knee bend. Repeat one more time as we would extend that leg at the knee and then point those toes. Now press yourself away from the floor and work on a nice little front splits position and encourage that back hip to press forward and that front leg to compress or pull into the hip socket. Breathe into that stretch and strength position and then gently find that elbow and then bend the knee back. And then press yourself up to tall yet again. From this position with hands or without, let's just switch and do the same thing then on the other side. Avoid the shrugging shoulder, and to help with that, press the elbow into the floor, lifting the rib cage away. We have a dorsiflex ankle or a foot to shin on the front, and perhaps just temporarily open up that back hip. Then extend or press that hip forward and compress or pull the bottom leg in. From that position, the knee stays stable in the same place, but will extend or straighten. And once you're as straight as your knee can get, safely point that toe and maybe straighten a little bit more. Then dorsiflex the ankle and then move to the knee. Perhaps recalibrate that shape to encourage that hip forward. And for one more time, with that dorsiflex ankle, we'll extend, we'll point, we'll extend, and then push yourself up to that tall splits position. And again, encouraging that back hip to stay forward and pulling in on that front side. Then transition to the hand for one last time. Bridge or lift those ribs away from the floor. And then one more time to the 90 or similar position. Back up to tall, and then it's back to Lauren for some planks.
We'll flip ourselves over and get to those hands to hold our first plank position. Remember, we do this to turn on our muscles as well as thinking about the tension and the solid foundation we'll need to press out of. So our hands are underneath our shoulders, our toes are tucked. We'll lift ourselves up, hips in line with shoulders, pull the shoulders out of your ears, squeeze your butt cheeks, pull your kneecaps up, brace your abs. And if I tried to move you, I couldn't. You've tension running through all your muscles. You're tightening up, but you're breathing underneath for 5, tighter. 4, squeeze more. 3, 2, knees down. Push the floor away. Keep your toes tucked. We'll rock ourselves back.
Away from the wall.
Yes. Back over those toes to that low squat. Let's try to stay up on those balls of feet as high as you can as you slowly ascend. Put the heels down if needed, but ascend up. We'll stick it and then control that landing. Give that a little shake and wiggle. Let's quickly hold our kettlebell and then we'll get to the bar. So we'll stand over top of that bell to pick it up and we'll just hold in that rack position. See how it feels today. Last week we did 2, 3, 2, 3 presses, 2. This week we're going for sets of 3. Not yet, right now. Over top, zip, pulling up the bell to that rack position and just holding. Thinking about driving the pinky side towards the ceiling. Keeping the abs braced, keeping the elbows in. That plank-like tension underneath you for 3, 2, 2 hands, tight to the body, place it back down. Stand up, shake it out, repeat on the other side. It's a hip hinge. Grip, cuddle, zip, punch, hold. Vertical forearm, pressing through the pinky side. Off arm tension, core is braced for 3, 2, 2 hands, park the bell, place it down. We'll come back to our first set in just a second.
Until then, it's at the bar. We warm with those hands in the plank to fire up that grip strength to grip the bell, and those feet warm-ups for soft ankles and balances after nice mobility series here. Let's start with those feet in that turned out position. So take it to the front and turn out, and then take the other one to the front as well and turn out. We'll squat or plie from this position, creating our nice diamond shape, and then push those hips through nice and tall. Repeating again, pull ourselves down and warm up those hips and ensure the turnout by reaching the knees to the back wall. We'll get down again this time and lift those heels to let yourself get a little bit lower. And when it's time to stand, heels to the floor and then hips extend through. Similar effort in that side or second position. So point the leg out, land toe ball heel, and feel ourselves pull down, keeping our feet flat for this repetition, and push the floor away to extend those hips through. One more is just the same. We'll feel a pull effort as we descend and a press effort away as we stand up. Now we'll spend a little bit more time down low. As we pull ourselves low, let's lift a single heel up for 3, 2, 1, and then return to the ground. And do the same thing on the other side. 3, 2, 1, return to the floor. Perhaps that can get a little bit lower, and for one more time, lift up that heel, return it to the ground with control, and as we lift that heel, push the ankle forward, returning and pushing through. Now I'll press to Lauren to move back to the bar. Let's do our first leg balance down low on this side with the toes connected to that ankle on the inside ankle bone. Ensure that we're not leaning too heavily into or away from the bar, nice and stacked. Return to the floor, and then one quick balance on the other side as well. Pull up to the ankle where the rib cage is over the hips, the knees are out to the side, the hips are forward, and are you on that front of the foot to challenge our balances next in a similar pursuit of that releve. Then return to first, and that's it for me right now. It's back to Lauren.
So it's our first set of presses here, and as promised, we're doing 3 reps for 5 sets. If that number is a little too high for you, pick a number that's less than that. Make sure every rep is a good one. We finish with a solid clean press. Clean press. We'll take that bell to the rack position, and it's our first round of 3. Inhale to brace. 1, inhale down. 2, inhale down. 3, inhale down. Park bell. Whoo, shake it out. Sometimes that first set is the most challenging. Doesn't get lighter because that wouldn't be possible, but it gets a little easier. Same thing, second side. Hip hinge, grip to rack. 1, pull down, eyes up. 2, that plank tension, abs and butts. Pull down, park bell, place it down. Ooh, shake it out.
And the wiggle. And we're back to the bar. Finding that first or turned out position, this time we'll descend into that squat and reach a straight leg out front to start. So let's go down onto 2 feet and take the outside leg and point to the front and stand tall and reach it back. Then we'll do the same thing to the side as we sit and reach out to the side, stand tall, and then assemble the feet back together. It's the same effort out the back in a squat and a reach. And as we stand, bring that heel forward. And one more time to the side, down onto 2, out to the side, stand tall and pull together. One more set of reps on this side. This time it's a single leg on the squat and pull the leg back as we extend. And then repeat that effort to the side. Same effort to stand tall. As you reach the leg back, keep the hip forward, assemble together, and then one more time to the side. Pull tall, find the ankle, challenge your balance here, either on that flat foot or onto that demi with a straight leg, glutes or hips extended, knees reaching to the side, and as always, finish with control. We'll switch sides, encouraging you to do the same thing. And again, it's down onto 2 with a leg out front in the cross pattern, and then on our single leg after that. 2-foot squat, single leg out front, stand tall, assemble. 2-foot squat, transfer weight to the inside, stand tall, and then pull together. Diamond shape, straight leg out the back, tall posture, together. Sit, reach, stretch, together. Now the outside leg stays straight as it reaches to the front. It still stays extended at the knee as we reach to the side. Find the hip forward and the leg back. And then one more time to the side and finish tall. And find that ankle again. Arms could be in that nice first position on the hips or on the bar. And then press your hip towards over those knuckles of the feet, those demi-point positions, and hold. And for me, it is a little bit easier if I look straight ahead there. And then we'll return to the ground with control, and it's on to the press. Set 2.
Set 2 here, still 3 presses. Sometimes when I'm doing a workout like this, I started my first set with my dominant hand, and I'll start my even sets with my non-dominant hands. If you'd like to do that, let's get ready. Set number 2. Inhale to brace abs, pick it up. 3, 1. Use your breath to get it out of that rack position. And 2. Good. Bells goes down with control. Shake it out, and we'll do the same thing on that second side. 2 hands. Inhale to rack. And 1. Inhale. 2. Inhale. 3. Good. Bell goes down. Parks nice. 2 sets down.
That did get
3 to
lighter,
go.
Lauren.
It did get lighter.
Kind of. Feeling nice and strong at least. Back to the first position here underneath the hips. This time, rond de jambe or leg circle inspired here, as we'll take that outside leg to the front. And let's just turn that in for a little bit of a different feel. And then utilize that turnout to take it to that side or second position. As we turn in, emphasize that that standing hip is forward. As we turn out, keep that outside hip facing forward as well. Now maintain the turnout as we're circling the leg all the way to the back, and then heel leads us forward through the first, all the way to that point out front. Now push energy in the hips forward as we reach that leg to the back, and then turn out of the hip and reach it to the side, and increase that turnout as it goes all the way to the front, hips forward, legs under. Now similar effort on the bent leg. So inside leg bends, test yourself with or without that bar, and keep the hip forward as we maintain the turnout. Maintain that turnout from the side to the back. And as we stand up this time, the back leg goes through first position all the way to the front, and then reach it back, timing that it bends as it reaches further back, and then out to the back to the side, and the side to the front, and stand tall. Let's pull up that ankle. There we are in our low position. Stay there, or on that flat foot, challenge yourself at your passe. It's high enough, but it's never high enough. Get it up there, and the hip is low as that femur or knee is lifting high. Return to the ground, finish with control. Shakes and wiggles are always welcome. Same thing, other side. So it's straight legs to start, and we'll increase that turnout as we go. But first, let's turn in, keeping the standing hip forward, turn out, keeping that lateral hip facing forward. Then open to the side. That's our turn out. Let's turn in, standing hip forward, turn out, both hips forward, and then take it from the side to the back. And then brush the heel forward, connecting to the floor as allowed. And then my hip is going forward, yours are too. As the leg reaches back, turn out from the back to the side, maintain that turnout to the front, and all the way through to our first position. Now it's sitting or squatting on that single leg. Then we'll take that turnout for a ride to the side, and then continue to the back, straight knees, and stand tall, brushing the ankle through, pointing out front, and the legs temporarily meet together, and then that inside leg bends as we reach the other leg back. We turn out of the hip from the back to the side and the side to the front, and then hips forward, finding the ankle, stay there, or challenge yourself at that passe position. My foot is cramping, my energy is shooting down through those toes to the floor, and using Lauren's cue there, I saw it, she's trying to find that front of the foot to do our releves next set. So let's return, finish like it's easy, and then
set 3. So it's that odd number, which means I'm starting with that dominant side, and we are going to crush it.
Lauren is dominant.
It's light. It's light. Here we go. 3 reps. Inhale and 1. Even if it's heavy, tell yourself it's light. Light. Up. 1 more. Oh, good. Nice. Bell goes down. Whew, feeling good, feeling strong.
Feeling
3 in a
great.
row. And excuse me.
Excuse you.
Same thing on the other side. 3. Inhale. 1. Inhale down. 2. Inhale down. 3. Good job. Bell comes down. Stays down. Set 3. Complete.
Get your flex on, or at least your flexibility on here with me at the bar. Back to our first position, increasing that turnout throughout as we go, but ensure the turnout's happening from your hips and not just from those ankles or knees. From this exercise, what are we gonna do, Lauren? It's core hold time, that's what. So let's pull up to the ankle, and we could do this exercise from low, or challenge yourself again at the knee. And then in an attitude hold here, the knee is slightly bent, turned out from the hip, standing not on the back like I am here, instead on that forefoot for a second longer, and then pull it back to the knee or passe. Then it's to the back. And again, same thing. Are you on that front foot? Knee slightly bent, toes in line with your belly button or your other landmark out the back there. And let's return to the knee position. One more time, each position. Same thing. Hold it and or find that demi point, releve balance and hold for a second longer. And then stay on demi as allowed to the knee. And then we'll reach it out to the back. The heart or the T-spine is allowed to project forward as we hold this challenging pose. Ooh, and then back to the knee, back to the first position with control. Big eyeballs on that side means intense focus. Simple movements like those balances are not easy, so let's do it together. Once out front and back on flat, and then challenge yourself on the rise as allowed. So we'll pull up to that knee position and hold it out front. Slight knee bend on that front of the foot. Ribs over the hips. Keep the turnout and then to the knee and then reach it to the back. Slight knee bend here, making sure we're lifting with your butt cheeks and not your back. And then to that knee passe. And let's find our releve and hold it out to the front position again and breathe. And again, balances for me look better, feel better, not just look when I look forward, back to the knee position and then keeping that bottom leg straight, extended from the hip, reaching the attitude to the back. Find that knee position. Ooh, help with the bar, of course, that's why it's here. And then return to the floor for set 4.
Set 4, 3 presses here. Non-dominant side to start if you switched it up with me. Stand over top of your bell, root your feet. Get ready. Inhale, prepare for liftoff. 1, inhale down. 2, 1 more. 3, nice. Good, halfway through set 4 here. It's always nice when you finish set 4 because there's only one left.
Oh yeah.
One last time on this, no. Another time on the other side. Inhale, and 1, inhale, 2. Good, when the going gets tough, still try to grind through it. 3, driving through that pinky side. Place the belt down. Whew. And there is that balance between grinding through it and quitting while you're ahead. I know. Pick one.
It's that art and science application here. Nice.
It all depends.
All depends. But here we are on the bar for that fondue set. So that knees bending together and straightening together. We'll pull up to that ankle position where we've been before, knees bend and straighten together. For something slightly different, this time, find the knee or passe position and then increase the height of that leg
Back to the
even
front.
more to the front.
Surprise.
Then return it to the knee and with control, return that back down to the first position. Now it's the same thing to the side. Find the ankle on a squat or plie and stretch out to the side. As we descend, could we find that knee position and then extend it, lifting even higher to the side. We'll either tendu down to the side and then return underneath. To the back, it's the same. Find the ankle and stretch out the back. Now find that knee as we descend and then increase the height as we extend out to the back. And then let's tendu or tap down and return it to the front. One more time, each position. It's knees bending
Starting
together.
to the front again?
To the front. Yep, sorry about that. Knees bend together and straighten. And find the knee and increase that height as we stretch. Let's tendu down and return. The knees bend together. This time it's out to the side. As we sit low in that squat, find the passe knee and then a full stretch out to the side, tendu and down. And then it's to the back of the ankle and a full stretch of that leg. And then find that knee and a safe stretch out the back, tendu tap, pull underneath, and just a little bit of a rest there. And the same thing, front side back, low, and then ultimately high. Find your knee, find the ankle and stretch the knee. Now find the knee and keep it nice and up there as you extend, tendu tap, return to first. Knees bend together and stretch to the side. Descend in that plie and amplify that tension as we extend, tap, and close. It's to the back of the ankle and we stretch. It's to the back of the knee and a safe full stretch of the leg, a tendu tap, and close. And one more time to the front, knees bend and straighten together. Find that passe position, amplify that turnout and height. Tendu, down, ankle, and stretch. Now knee and stretch, hold, tap, close. Last one is the back and a stretch. And the back of the knee and a full stretch of that leg. Whoo, tap and close. Whoo, new little wrinkle in that. Got the sweat going on that one.
That was a big wrinkle. And now we're here for our last and final set of presses. In this one, we are back to that the dominant hand to start. If you did switch, and 3, good, solid, finish with strength. Presses, you maybe could do more, but let's keep it tidy and finish with 3 each side. Inhale, and 1, nice strong base. 2, one more. 3, good, bell comes down and parks. Whew. All right, 3 on the other side. Inhale, and 1, 2, 3. Whew. Good job. Last week, we performed 12 presses if you followed our pattern. This week, 15.
Just a little bit more. A little bit
3 more each side, which is really 6 more presses.
That's a lot. Almost 25%. So as we finish our practice, we like to clear that open space and then work inspired by that center work in ballet with our balances in the middle of the room. Is it up to you or up to me, Lauren?
You.
Me. Okay, great. So let's find that first position we've been in and then tendu out to the side or the second. Now, let's pull ourselves one way that the leg bends on the knee and ankle, and then point the other leg through the toes. Lift the leg and sense and feel that difference again between lifting from the hip, no thank you, and instead lifting the leg without moving the hip. Now grab toe ball heel, feel the pull, and then our push. And the same thing, not so much of this one, watch those hip hikes, and instead create core stability, hip mobility by lifting the leg. We'll continue adding on as we pull and push. Let's lift that leg and hold and stretch the hip over that standing leg, leaning just a little bit towards the leg that's off the floor. Now bend on that knee, grab the floor as we pull, and then push. Maintain the turnout and our stretch of the leg as you push it over the standing leg hip. Then it's a knee bend day again, and we'll grab the floor and feel a pull, and then a push, and a lift, and a stretch. And for one last balance here, let's find that releve position, and breathe and hold. Let's go down on a flat foot. We'll bend the knee, we'll grab the floor and feel we pull, and push, and ultimately stretch. And then ultimately, next is that balance on our demi point with the turnout. And then a flat leg and knee bend, pull ourselves to center, and to bring things full circle, let's get down in that squats position, and your discretion. Stay on a flat foot or lift a heel, return. Lift a heel, return, sink lower, stay upright. One more time, lift a heel and return. Last time, lift a heel, return, get lower, and then push those hips through. Finish like it's easy, and return together. Our moves are on full display, as were some of our sounds, as we talked about in our link letter this week. And ultimately, we're done. So thank you for joining us in week 3 of the Barre, presses, and pliés.
On Saturday, we play with our strength. All you need is this and a little bit of space, and to join us at 8 a.m. or anytime there after in the archive.
That's right.
Check out our YouTube, like and subscribe to our YouTube, as well as our Patreon page. You can sign up for our newsletter via our website. And until next time, take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon, like next week, week 4 already.
Bring it on.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.